In today's quickie, we have the refreshed 2025 Cadillac Escalade. If you want to see a fuller in-depth review, make sure to check out my main channel, Kirk Kreifels, for a much longer review. Underneath the hood of the Cadillac Escalade is a 6.2 liter V8 producing 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, mated to 10-speed automatic transmission. I'm seeing about 17 miles per gallon on this hog, and there's no longer a diesel option here on the Escalade for the 2025 refresh. You can still get the Escalade V with the supercharged V8, but I reviewed that separately. The front end of the Cadillac Escalade has been refreshed. It takes a little bit of a wider look from the IQ Escalade, the fully electric variant of the Escalade. We have slimmer daytime running lights here, more prominent vertical feature here as well with all of these individual nighttime lights. It looks very regal, very upscale. It looks better in person than it does in images. Huge Cadillac logo up front, and this is a sport luxury grade, so it has what's new to the Escalade for 2025 is 24-inch wheels. These are the biggest wheels you've ever seen in the Escalade. However, you can also get 24-inch wheels on a Suburban now for 2025 as well. We have pop-out running boards here, and all of these doors are mechanically closing, electronically closing, and soft close. This is $134,000 how this is equipped because we have all those screens in the back. We'll get in and play with them in a little bit. You can see electronically assisted, and you can also close the doors from the driver's side individually as well, which is pretty cool. Rear taillights are absolutely, well, to turn on the rear taillights without turning on the brakes, which I can't do if I'm outside of the vehicle, I have to do it through this small touchscreen right here. So let's go and take a look now at those rear taillights. That's much better. These things, they look really good. You know, in previous years, there was just one vertical line. I like the double parallel lines here. 600 is this Escalade, which unless you get the V, I think this is the only powertrain you can get on the Escalade nowadays. I like the dual exhaust here. The V8 rumbling sounds amazing. Love the blacked out here on this sport model. Oh yeah, and you have to press the Cadillac logo to open it up. You can get this in the long wheelbase variant, which is going to give you a lot more cargo capacity back here. And with the third row folded, you have a ton of space back here. You do have accessory power and auto folding seats with these buttons. Underfloor storage is pretty minimal, but you do have a full-size spare tire beneath. Those fold up very nice and quick. There's no easy way to get to the third row because this has the executive lounge package with these massaging and ventilated seats in the back with these screens that have access to, you can see YouTube for anyone who watches YouTube, or you can put HDMI extensions in here if you want to take a game console with you or laptop. You can have an additional monitor there. Like the vents up top here, the nice suede headliner, LED lights, speakers everywhere. This has the AKG sound system. There's too many speakers to count in here. It does sound absolutely phenomenal. Very happy with the sound system. Map pocket here. The seat, you know, it doesn't have an ottoman or anything like that, and that's something I would expect for this sort of money. I do have a USB-C here, an additional screen. I can play with the massaging seats back here, as well as other features like climate control and whatnot. A couple of wireless chargers back here with maybe some ventilation, which is quite nice. Opening this up, and we have those kind of like airliner food trays. There we go. That's how they fold out. It's very particular on how you assemble and disassemble this thing, but you know, I think it's a little bit easier to do in an airplane. And even speakers in the headrests here. My kids have been enjoying the back seat. We have vents on the roof, USB-Cs, big window, big cup holders, 3 seats in the back. So this is a 7-seater despite this being an executive package, and that's going to restrict how far these seats go back. Opening up that beautiful sunroof to let in some more light in this cabin. It is quite dark here with a black leather. And here we go. This was previously blacked out, but I had to re-enable the doors from manual to opening and closing. Oh geez, okay. It's not just a touch of a button to open and close the doors. You have to do it by sliding. Nice soft close there. Let's slide the back door as well. pretty snazzy, pretty neat. It's mainly a party trick. And auto opening doors are typically good for kids, but it's much easier on something like the ID Buzz or a Sienna, for example. You can open the glove box with a button. Seems very Volvo of them to do that. It is felt lined in there. Big wireless phone charger. This is too much glossy for the price point. I would love to have this wood that we see on the door and the dash be in this area, but it's not. This rotary dial controls this screen up here, but it is a touch screen. This is new for 2025, which is this 55 inches of total real estate here. When you're driving, that blacks out, but the passenger could watch YouTube. You just can't see it from this angle. This gauge is customizable. You can put a whole Google map up there, driver assistance, night vision's pretty cool. Obviously it's morning time, but let's see what it does. Man, it took a while to start, but there it is. Night vision detection unavailable, but yeah, pretty neat. An augmented reality camera, that's also pretty cool. I'm happy about that sort of screen action. Head-up display is absolutely fantastic in here. And standard for 25 now is also Super Cruise. Here's your 2 high, 4 high, 4 low setting, and you also have different drive modes. Sport, off-road, tow, haul, my mode. I just kind of leave it in tour. And lowering and raising this suspension. Yes, this has air ride suspension. So let's buckle up and go for a drive in the 2025 refreshed Escalade. Ooh, volume knob, love it where it's at. Well done, it's small, but it works. The truck does have start-stop engine technology. I'm not a big fan of, but a huge fan of this V8. The vehicle is not particularly fast, but man, it feels good. A V8, a big V8 especially, always feels good. It sounds good. And interestingly, Cadillac has decided to leave a ton of engine noise in here. It might even be louder than the Suburban that I drove earlier this year. And so Escalade's really leaned into its V8 heritage here. And it's just loud. I love it. I think it sounds great. But my wife, not the biggest fan of having that loud of an engine. She says this vehicle sounds angry, and maybe that's why I like it. The buttons on the steering wheel, well, they're not buttons. Some of them are. You have these switches here, and also a low select. So if you're, going uphill and towing something, you can put it into low mode, and it will, drop down some gears. All right, low mode on, push L button to disable. So I went ahead and disabled it there. But yeah, it's just like a quick, because there's no L on the shifter, and these shifters do feel it feels really cheap. You can see me barely touching it, just moving around. It's not luxury grade per se, I would say myself. All right, so we're gonna try to get over. This does have blind spot view monitor, something that the Koreans do really well. I don't like it though. It's very, it's huge, but why is it over here? It should be appearing somewhere over here. And that's something with the previous year's Escalades. There would be another screen over here if I remember right. And that would be a perfect spot to put blind spot view monitor. But yeah, for right, that's fine because I'm looking to my right? But for left, why does it need to be to the right of me? That doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss. Yeah, the V8's a big reason why you get the Escalade and Escalade V. The steering wheel, like I said, besides the buttons, the comfort of it is great. The seats alongside the steering wheel is very, very comfortable. These seats do have that massage function like they did in the back seat, and it does a pretty good job, I would say. But it doesn't massage my bottom, and for $130,000+, that is a miss. Like, here's my start-stop disable button here. I'll go ahead and press that happily. You can easily also turn off climate control with this button, which is just a strange place for it. And then you also have an auto brake hold button there, which I'm a big fan of. Ride quality with these 24s, it is smooth. I have air ride suspension. However, it doesn't feel any smoother than the Suburban I drove. And the Suburban had the long wheelbase, of course, which is going to make for a smoother ride. I don't feel like there's any additional ride enhancements to be had here on the Escalade versus that Suburban that cost about 40 grand less than this vehicle. I actually enjoyed driving the Suburban more than this Escalade. All right, but for my full driving impression, stay tuned for my main channel, Kirk Kreifels, for a much longer, more in-depth review on this Cadillac Escalade refresh for 2025. Signing out from Kirk's Quickie today, and stay tuned for more quick car reviews by Kirk. Have a great day and stay safe. Peace.